Joe Milton got his guys some beginning of the year presents, not Christmas presents, but he got his guys some presents. What did he get for his teammates, Caleb?
He got his teammates some Beats by Dre headphones, and then he sent a message on it, which was "Let's go win the East." And it's because he just got an NIL deal with Beats by Dre, which is a pretty good NIL deal.
It's a really good NIL deal. Highly overrated product, for the record. Go with Skull Candy. Listen, I know acoustics, and Skull Candy sounds better, and Skull Candy is about a half of the price. That's what I'm wearing right now. But anyway, and that's without any endorsement whatsoever. The question I want to ask is about Joe Milton's confidence. And it's brought to you by Zen Sports. Zen Sports is the new sports book in Tennessee, revolutionizing the way you earn sports betting rewards. That means no more deposit bonuses that turn into deposit nightmares. On Zen Sports, what you see is what you get. And with their cash rewards program, you get a lot of cash. For a welcome bonus, earn an unlimited 5% cash back on your betting volume for your first 15 days when you sign up with the promo code HOOKED. That's HOOKED. That's right, unlimited 5% cash back. Keep betting, keep earning with up to 3% cash back on your betting volume every month after that. Refer friends to earn a percentage of their betting volume as cash rewards to Zen Sports, bringing the cash back to Tennessee. So if you bet big on sports, you want to be betting on Zen Sports. Zen Sports betting just got better. Use the promo code HOOKED. So let's go win the East. Joe Milton showing off some confidence. Perhaps you would call it cockiness. Do you like it, Caleb Calhoun? Do you think it's over the top for a guy that hasn't really proven anything, has lost a starting job twice, but do you like his confidence and where he's coming from a mental standpoint?
I've been debating this in my head, and I'm the one who proposed the question, and I've literally fought with myself on this all night. But I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because he hasn't shown any level of cockiness yet. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal to. He didn't do what Tyler Bray did at 2012 SEC Media Day, saying, "I guarantee we're going to win the SEC championship" after a 5-7 season. He didn't do that, but he did do. All he said was he bought his guys headphones and said, "Let's go win the East." I don't think that's that. I think that's a healthy level of confidence for a quarterback who. I think it's a good thing that Joe Milton approaches the game with the idea of I didn't lose my starting job, I just got hurt. And I have to be fair that I like it. I've come around to I like it. I've debated with myself on it. I'm not going to lie that I haven't because I think Joe Milton probably needs to show a little more humility than some other quarterbacks because there's a debate over whether or not he can even hold this starting job throughout the year. But he hasn't done anything he hasn't done anything too extra so far.
He should have said, let's go win it all. I love his confidence. Absolutely love his confidence. And I would have taken it a step further had I been him. He didn't call out a team, so he didn't provide any bulletin board. Maybe Georgia uses that as bulletin board material. If you say, let's win it all, then nobody has bulletin board material. And Tennessee is one of the few teams, I believe, out there that can win it all. So, no, I don't think he's too cocky. And I will tell you, not outwardly, but in terms of confidence, he's the same as Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker was extremely confident going into last season. He just didn't talk about it. Joe Milton talks about it. And we discussed this way back in the offseason, how Joe Milton would come across differently thanks to our conversations with Jacob Warren and Cooper Mays. Vol reports of them are up now. And we discussed all of that and how he was more outwardly confident. Well, at the end of the day, I think that only helps Tennessee and Tennessee's fans, but it's the same thing. Hendon Hooker was confident last year. He just didn't talk about it. I don't think there's any difference in their confidence level. I guess the question is whether you like it to be outward and whether you like him to be vociferous or not, Caleb. But I love it. I got no problem with it. He should have gone stronger, in my opinion.
There's a big difference, though. And I mean, we have to say this much. Hendon Hooker didn't lose his starting job twice. Now,
Well, but he got jettisoned from Vautech.
yes, but again, there is context to this, and I was talking about this, I guess, a couple weeks ago. Every Virginia Tech fan sided with Hendon Hooker in that Virginia Tech Justin Fuente spat, and notice Justin Fuente was fired a year later. Everybody at Vautech felt that Justin Fuente railroaded Hendon Hooker, and that it was completely unfair what was done to him. So I would say that Hendon Hooker, whereas when Joe Milton transferred out of Michigan, where he lost a starting job, everybody in Michigan said good riddance. Everybody said so. There's a big difference between what happened between those two schools, and everybody agrees Hooker was railroaded. Everybody agrees that Hooker unfairly was not named the starter at Tennessee. That you even told me, the source close to the program was made it very clear Heupel only picked Milton because he signed Milton. And the minute Hooker took a starting job, he never lost one. Joe Milton's lost one twice.
True. Joe Milton, though, I think the only concern here is this false confidence. Is he presenting? Is he peacocking? Is he trying to put up a big show because he's not inwardly confident? And time will tell if that's the case. I think that Tennessee's coaches are going to be very adept at putting him in situations where his confidence continues to grow. And I go back to the Clemson game where they ran a lot of things that were different than what they ran with Hendon Hooker to take advantage of Joe Milton's skill set. And he is accurate over the middle. I'm tired of that conversation. His accuracy is not, it's practically not a question. Okay. And people are like, oh man, I've seen him sell balls out there. Well, at least half of those balls, all of them pretty much were deep balls, right? The ones that you've been concerned about were down the field, throws of 20 yards or more. At least half of those have to be put on the receivers because of reads, right? They're as inexperienced or were in 2021 as Tennessee's quarterback. So you got to put half of it on him. So you're only hoping to complete a third of those balls at best. So you take half of them out before you even get the ball to the receiver, and suddenly your percentage is going to be low. But over the middle, I saw enough in the Orange Bowl. I have no question about his accuracy on intermediate and short routes. He's got to take a little bit off the ball. I get that. Throw it with your fingers, not your whole arm, if it's a flat pass or a screen pass. But at the end of the day, Caleb, I mean, he's I don't think accuracy is an issue anymore. I kind of came to that conclusion yesterday when I was thinking about it, and I'm going to write something about it today. We said the same thing about Hendon Hooker. So if he's confident and he's throwing the ball accurately in practice, which you think he is, then what's to worry about? Mark that off the list of concerns right now. There are three concerns that Tennessee has: defensive backfield, quarterback, and now the offensive line with Cooper Mays injured. How would you rate those 1, 2, 3?
So defensive back, quarterback, and offensive line, you said, right?
No, defensive back, offensive line. Yeah, you're right. You got them.
Okay. Concerns, ranking them. Oh, offensive line's at the top now. Offensive line is the biggest concern, not just with Cooper Mays injured. Tennessee doesn't have answers. I don't think at tackle right now. I think I know we haven't heard anything negative about John Campbell Jr., and that's good. But I do think they wanted him, as you talked about, to start at tackle. So it's not like he took the job. He was kind of given that job at left tackle. And then Gerald Mincy hasn't emerged. Addison Nichols hasn't emerged. They don't have an answer at left guard right now because they're having to move Ollie Lane over to center. So I think offensive line is a big concern right now.
So second, what's second? Joe Milton or defensive backs?
It's defensive backs. I'll acknowledge it's defensive backs. I think, yes, defensive backs is technically the biggest concern, but the reason I have offensive line the biggest concern is because if offensive line doesn't work out, then the whole season is almost a bust for Josh Heupel's offense.
I've never heard this quote, but Rocky Top Tom has said enough smart things on our channel where I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen. He said, hate Spurrier, but love this quote. Half your throws are dropped. Half of them are route errors on the receiver side. It's the third half that count. I'd never heard Steve Spurrier say that. Rocky Top Tom, I'll take your word for it. But whether or not he said it, it's absolutely true. I mean, I have no argument with that. And that goes back. I mean, if you want to really think about it, there were a lot of crazy errant throws in Steve Spurrier's offense where it just seemed like the announcers would say, "Oh, that Danny Werfel and the receiver weren't on the same page." You don't hear that as much with Josh Heupel's offense from announcers, and I don't know why, but that's got to be the case in a lot of situations.
Well,
Let's
they
turn.
also.
Yes.
Oh, I was going to say it was a well-known thing that those were option routes by receivers in the fun and gun, though, wasn't it? Didn't receivers have 3 or 4 options each receiver in Spurrier's fun and gun? So you kind of knew it's kind of like the Patriots offense, but more of a deep ball.
So why isn't that as well known? Because it is the case with Josh Heupel's offense. Why isn't that as well known? Is it because he doesn't talk to the media?
The routes seem a lot more simplistic in Josh Heupel's offense. You tell me, don't the routes seem a lot more simplistic in Heupel's offense than they were in Spurrier's offense?
I think there are probably 2 or 3 choices instead of 3 or 4 in Spurrier's offense, which further complicates things. And it's a little bit easier in Josh Heupel's offense. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's as complicated, but I still think it's complicated enough where the receivers are going to make mistakes.